Hey there, I'm John Chen. I'm the author of Engaging Virtual Meetings, and I'm the producer of TechLearn 2021 Virtual Conference, coming up October 25th through the 29th. So welcome to TechLearn Tips. Today, our guest is Ken Phillips of Phillips Associates. Let's bring Ken in. Ken, that is the best TechLearn tip dance of anybody. How you doing? How you doing, Ken?
I am doing well, John. How are you doing? I knew, I saw Sardiques, and so I needed to do something that was going to try to be a little bit more than his.
No pressure from the doctor of love, right?
Right.
Oh my gosh. So look, Ken is with Phillips Associates. He's going to be speaking at TechLearn 2021. Today, he's going to share one tip from that session to help you create more impactful training. Now, your session is called The Holy Grail of Capturing Level 3 Evaluation Data. Kirkpatrick would be so proud. So Ken, hey, what's your one tip that you have for us today?
Well, thank you, John. Truth be told, I'm actually going to share 12 tips during the session, and they're going to focus in on 3 areas that are crucial to survey design. One has to do with the content of the survey items. Another set of tips will focus on the formatting of the survey, which is also crucial. Yep. And the third set will focus on the measurement scale used with the survey. And that's where I've selected one of the tip I'm going to share today. And I selected it because whenever I've done this presentation, whenever I bring this up, there's lots of discussion. So I know that the people are learn a lot from it and are eager to talk about it. And it has to do with the use of an odd versus an even scale.
So let me just check too, Ken. Level 3 data is really around the evaluation of training and how effective it is, right? Am I on the right track?
Yeah, behavior change, right? Are people applying it back on the job? Have they changed their behavior? Not whether they've learned it, but are they applying it?
Okay, cool, go ahead.
Okay, so the reason I selected this, as I said, because whenever we talk about it in the session, it always creates lots of discussion. Because there's lots of confusion around this. Mm-hmm. And so what I try to do is to say, well, look, if your goal with your level 3 evaluation survey is to collect valid and accurate data, then one of the things you need to do that is to use an odd scale, not an even scale. And the reason for that is because an odd scale has as one of its response options a neutral or midpoint response. For example, like a 7-point scale would be an odd scale. Yep. The midpoint of that scale would be 4. That's a response option that the respondents have.
Yeah.
And so the other reason for using the odd scale is because it increases the likelihood that when you collect your data, that you will get data that will then look somewhat similar to like a normal bell-shaped curve.
Yep.
And so that, again, increases the validity and the accuracy of the data. In contrast to a even scale, what happens is in an even scale, let's say it's a 6-point scale.
Yep.
So the mathematical midpoint of a 6-point scale is 3.5, right? So that's not a response option that the respondents are going to have. And so what we do when we use an even scale with these level 3 evaluation surveys is we force people to respond either to the high side of the mathematical midpoint or to the low side of the mathematical midpoint. And what happens if the preponderance of people respond to the high side, it makes what you're measuring look better than what it really is.
Oh.
On the flip side, if the preponderance of people respond on the low side of the mathematical midpoint, it makes whatever you're measuring look worse than what it really is. So my tip when it comes to one of the tips that I have for the measurement scale is, look, if your goal is to get accurate and valid data, then what you want to do is to use an odd scale with your level 3 evaluation survey, not an even scale.
Ooh. Hey, Ken, can you help us out with one of the stories? What's your favorite story of where training has actually changed behavior?
You know, that's a tough one because most of the time it doesn't. And so,
well, that's okay. Well, what's one of the places that has used this even odd that's worked out where it's really helped the evaluation?
Oh, whenever I do any work with organizations, I always talk to them about when they're talking about surveys, because this will apply to a level 1 survey as well.
Yeah.
So even when they're just doing level 1 stuff, they'll get better, more valid, more accurate data if they use an odd scale with those survey items. So this applies across the board. And the other thing I point out to people is that, you know, in training and development, our goal is to try to capture accurate data. If you're in marketing, that's a whole different story, because in that case, you know, they don't want people to respond on a neutral or midpoint, because they're forcing people, or they want to force people each to one side or the other, because they want to, did you like this thing, or did you like this advertising message, or didn't you? And so that's where it's appropriate to use an even scale when you're talking about marketing data, survey data, but not when you're talking about training and development survey data.
Well, that's perfect. Actually, I'm about to implement like Zoom's new survey feature, so I'm going to go figure out if I got to go even or odd inside of this, Kevin. Thank you so much for this tip, and we look forward to seeing you at TechLearn.
Thank you, John.
So speaking of TechLearn, right here, let's see. Oh, good. So I hope you love that TechLearn tip, right? I actually haven't thought about even and odd and what kind of impact that can have on the evaluation of your training. TechLearn has more than 130 learning experiences where now you got to figure out which one are we going to do, even or odd evaluations. But they're all for $595. Register now at techlearnconference.com and use the discount code CHEN, C-H-E-N. You're going to save $100 and you can get a free $25 engaging virtual meeting book. Hey, we're going to see you there. TechLearn tips.